Hello everyone and welcome to another landscape photography video. So I've moved out west. I'm now living in County Galway and I decided that it would be very fitting for my first outing in my new county to be in what is a very interesting patch of native deciduous woodland, and it's one of the rarest woodlands in Connacht, because it dates back to the 1830s and not many woodlands that were around in the 1830s still exist today. So I decided to come out in not so ideal conditions, but I've shown already in these videos that it helps to scope a location, get a feel for it, and just to see what you can find. And I was really excited to explore this certain patch of woodland with some fantastic oaks, rowan, ash, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Again, a very different scene, but how stunning is this? You've got this oak that's just perched, almost as if it's just about to topple into the lake itself, and beautiful mossy greens around it, and you've got this jet black, real typical Connemara lake, bog water. So I loved the contrast of dark water against the greens. So I put a polarizer on and I polarized the water so that it was really dark just around the base of the tree, and then it gradually falls off into a lighter area where the brighter parts of the lake are itself. So you've got this kind of tonal range from dark to light contrasting against the greens of the tree, and it's just a very different scene, but caught my eye. It's something that I really wanted to photograph, and it took me a long time. I was playing around. Again, and I've said this before, I didn't set up a tripod immediately. I had the camera in my hand, I was framing it up, getting a feel for what height I wanted, what focal range I wanted, and when I was happy, then I could set up my tripod. But if you set up a tripod first, it kind of restricts you to whatever height you've set that tripod at, even though you could say, well, I could just adjust the tripod, but kind of subconsciously we generally don't. So it's just a little tip for you. Yeah, it's a very different scene. I'm at f13, a quarter of a second, ISO 125, and the shutter speed is just enough to slightly blur the water without introducing motion blur into the branches. So I'm just kind of waiting for the wind to die a small bit and then I'll take the shot. It's just stunning though, what a place. So I'm nearly finished, and it's honestly like I'm in a different world in terms of just this location, this woodland. Like, for anyone who is watching from outside of Ireland, and you're wondering what's all the fuss about, like, we don't have this. This isn't a regular occurrence. These aren't common. These woodlands are incredibly rare here in Ireland, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame, but it's so nice to see a place like this that's a reserve that will hopefully be managed, and that I know, as I saw on the way in, they are planting, and I would hope that they're planting deciduous native trees, because it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because this is such an incredible place, and I've enjoyed exploring it so much, and I cannot wait to come back. And at the same time, I just keep thinking, this is what the whole of Ireland used to be like. All around the country was covered with woodland like this, and I don't want to get too riled up about that now. I keep thinking about it, but I'm gonna finish up with a panel, and it's you know what, it's a shot that just sums up this whole area. It's just sessile oak, which are the most common oak species here in Ireland, scattered throughout the scene. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 trees in the shot. I'm shooting a horizontal panel. I'm at 70mm, so I'm maxed out. I wanted to use my long lens, but someone forgot their adapter, so I can't use my 7300. So I'm at 70mm. I have a polarizer on, 3rd of a second f16, ISO 125, and the best part of this shot is there's absolutely no sky. There is no sky because behind the trees there's a thick blanket of silver birch, which are helping to block out those harsh highlights. So thank you very much, birch. Yeah, just a nice scene, focusing on into the back of the scene, getting everything in focus, and just gonna leave you with that. And yeah, we have a few clear nights coming up, which, if the winds fall light, considering this is on quite marshy, wet ground and it's beside a lake, I would be very hopeful for some mist drifting in. And I think when that happens, I will have to put myself on a tether, because I will just be running left, right and centre, grabbing images. It's a tiny patch of woodland, but there's more than enough compositions here. More than enough. And as the seasons go, it's going to change. So I can't wait to come back and visit it when there's more foliage. Can't wait to come back when it's autumn, etc., etc. Snow, you wouldn't know. So I'm going to leave you with that final shot. And yeah, as always, thanks very much for watching. All the best. Stay safe.